Hi guys, so I picked this up last night for free. It's a Castle Garden 484, the Brigggs and Stratton engine. And I'm told it's running okay. But I'm not going to worry about that for now. As you can see, there's more pressing issues. But it's not so bad, it's just surface rust, as far as I can see for now. But we won't know until we get that stripped off and get the whole thing peeled down to see the extent of the real damage. But the hope is to just strip it down, get it repainted and get it a new home. Just give you a look around it. That's probably the worst side. This side not as bad, but as you can see, again the rust has taken over. So I think the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start by removing the blade. Just get it up here. So we got to crack off that bolt, get the blade off. There are some engine bolts, one here for example. We're going to be removing these and lift out the engine. So yeah, follow along, we'll crack on with it. So the first thing we're going to do is clean it all down. Get all that crud out of there. Blow it down with the old air gun. And then we'll be taking out the heat gun and removing these stickers. So I'm using an old paintbrush just to remove the heavy stuff. It doesn't have to be spotless, I mean the engine's coming out anyway. So we're going to start by removing this bolt. And as you can see, it's not in great condition. Before I even attempt that, I'm going to get some heat onto this. I'm going to use the heat gun. And hopefully we'll be able to crack it off with that, okay. And safety first guys, before you attempt to move the blade in any way, make sure that the plug lead is unplugged. So the heat tree has worked. The heat trick, that bolt is red. Blade itself is not in bad condition. Could probably do with a sharpening. We'll get onto that later. It's going to be difficult removing this bolt. As you can see, we're at an angle, so I'll probably remove this exhaust guard first. The exhaust guard is handy enough removed, it's just a bolt here. And we have another one here. So we're going to remove these and remove this. So now that we have the guard removed, this is going to give us a better angle at this bolt. So this is what the underside of the engine bolts looks like. Again, they're not great condition. I'm going to hit them with the heat gun. As you can see, I've wire brushed a little bit. So I think some heat and WD-40 and that will be the last bolt. So this bolt here is giving me problems. As you can see, there's not the room to get a socket in. I could strip the carb off, but I don't want to do that because I want to keep the engine all intact until I finally get around to redoing the engine. So it's going to have to be a ring spanner in there to hold that while I twist underneath. So good stuff. So the ring spanner has worked a treat. The engine's loose, it's ready to come out, but we just got to disconnect this cable first. The process of removing this is handy enough. It's just simply a Phillips screwdriver. Get a twist on this, get this out, then we're just going to unhook the cable here, slide it around and off the end, and then the engine should be ready. So that's the engine fully removed. It's probably about as much as I'm going to get done today. The next part is I'm going to remove the wheels. I'm going to remove the handle and the adjusters here. I gotta clean it all down again first. So stay tuned. And if this is the type of thing you like watching, give us an old subscribe, like, comment and hit the bell tone. Okay guys, back tomorrow with another video. So day 2 is here folks, and I'm going to start by removing the handle. Now it's a simple enough process. You just twist these here. These are a bit different, they have a bolt head on the other side, you can see it there. So that's going to be a double socket job. And we get the handle off. And then we're going to remove the wheels, that's the plan. And see if there's a way of removing this. I'm not sure how this works, I won't know until I take it apart. And then after that will be some paint strippers. Get these stickers removed and get on with the job of getting rid of the rust. Okay. So that's the handle completely removed. I didn't bother filming the process because, as you can see, it was just a simple matter of 4 bolts. There's nothing really to it. Next I'm going to tackle this. I'm not sure how this works, but definitely the wheels as well. We got to get these off and get this rust away. Okay. So having further examined it, it seems it's just a matter of getting a punch into here and hitting it, tapping it with a hammer, and the bar slides back. So we'll crack on with removing this. You can see here clearly after driving this back, the removal is pretty straightforward. Now that the grass flap is removed, it gives us a chance to look at really where the rust has taken hold. Again, it's not that bad. I think the paint along here will be handy enough removed, and then we'll get a nice fresh coat of paint on it, but not before we get some rust reformer on it and maybe a bit of grinding and stuff. So the next part is the wheels, and they look handy enough. Just seems to be this nut here. Crack this off and we'll remove the 4 wheels. Let's get on with it. That's one wheel off. It's simply just a matter of 1 bolt, and then we can expose the adjustment works, which I'll be removing these as well. I'll be treating this for rust and greasing up the shaft. So I'll get on with the other 3. So before I actually remove this, guys, I'm going to give you a tip. I give myself a tip while I'm at it. I'm just going to take photos of this before I disassemble it, because memory is not always great, and at least then you can look back on the photos and you know exactly the way it goes back together. So we had to get the heat on this one, and surprise surprise, the bolt has broken. But it's no big deal, I'll get replacement bolts. I'm expecting pretty much the same off the other 4. But that's okay, we'll crack on. That's the end of day 2, guys. As you can see, it's all stripped down. Everything's taken apart. So the next thing we're going to get some paint stripper on it. We're going to get the heat gun onto these stickers and get them removed. And that will probably be in the next video. I'd love to stay around and do a little more with it today, but unfortunately I have to go to work and do the thing that pays the bills. Guys, if you're into this kind of thing and you want to follow me along this journey, why not hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, or click the bell for notification. See you on the next one.